Hi there, my name is Matt Cole, co-producer of the Sexperts podcast, along with my good friend Brian Garrity. Before I begin, I just have a few announcements. First off, a huge thanks to our guests on this episode, Ed Carden. Ed and Brian and I are going to be in the Sketchmageddon show next week at the Push Comedy Theater, so go to pushcomedytheater.com and get your tickets. And speaking of the Push Comedy Theater, the Norfolk Comedy Festival is coming up September 14th through 17th, and they are our first official sponsor. Besides some amazing groups coming in from Charleston, New York, and all over, there's also Locals Night on September 14th, where you can see all of your favorite Push Comedy Theater shows in one night. There's a show at 7 and a show at 9. Get your tickets at norfolkcomedyfestival.com. Please check out the Sexperts podcast on Twitter and Instagram at The Real Sexperts, on Facebook at The Sexperts. And without further ado, everything you're about to hear is made up on the spot, so please enjoy this delectable episode of The Sexperts.
Turn on your computer, dial up the web, download some information into your head. It's Dr. John and Delilah, they're having a great time. Data to do it simply true, we're the Sexperts.
And intro music, and hi there, welcome to The Sexperts. I am your host, Dr. John T. Alanese, CPM.
And I'm Delilah Haydair, owner of a new pop-up artificial plant terrarium business.
God, you know, that sounds fascinating. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But I first want to remind all of our listeners and our new listeners, because we're getting some good numbers here. We're getting people from somewhere in Russia. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, Vladivostok.
Yeah, I've never heard of that place. But yeah, we are the Sexperts podcast, and we're coming to you live right here out front of the Bagelry. The Bagelry in Norfolk, Virginia. And we're here every week to give you some insight into something that people don't think a whole lot about, which is sex.
Most people, it's rarely on their minds.
Yeah, like particularly guys like me, as a straight white male, I rarely think about sex. I'm lucky that we have this show just to remind me about sex now and then. Yeah, sometimes I just forget that it happens. But we actually have a very specific topic to talk about this week. Now, walk through this with me, okay, Delilah. You've heard of... So if somebody has a big forehead, have you heard that they actually have...
A five head.
A five head. It's so large, yeah. I think... Isn't that your mom?
Well, it's me if I wear my hair a certain way.
You like the swoop. You like the emo bangs, I noticed. So, follow along with this.
I'm the Justin Bieber of sexpertise.
So if somebody has way too much foreskin, they technically have...
Let me guess.
Yeah.
Fiveskin.
Fiveskin is our topic of the day, and we'll be discussing the maintenance and the procurement of Fiveskin. Sometimes it's just a little bit too much. Sometimes it may not even be not enough. You may need to go up to a 6-skin.
It's good that we're taking this out of the shadows.
Yeah, out of the shadows.
Shine some light on the Fiveskin.
Out of the umbral vestiges. Those are two words I don't know what exactly mean, but I don't want to get too chatty. We actually have a very special guest here, and why don't you just go ahead and introduce yourself, please, sir?
Well, hello there, Sexperts listeners. My name is Daniel De Lucas, and you know the reason why you've had me on the show is because I have a debilitatingly large penis. You know, it's so large that I can't work a normal job, and it's really haunted me most of my adult life.
And please, we're going to open up, I want you to open up to us today. But actually, this is very interesting because I found you on a Reddit Ask Me Anything, and you were the
yes. You know, one of the things that I do for money is I do videos that are mostly broadcast on the dark web and have a very exclusive clientele.
Yeah, so, and just to clarify for listeners, I found him on the light web, not the dark web, on a Reddit Ask Me Anything. What are your videos on the dark web, perhaps?
Well, I mean, again, I've got a very large penis. It's 38 of your inches long.
Oh.
I've been living in America for over 5 years now, so I've forgotten what the length is in meters or stone. So, but it's 38 inches, which is... It's quite large. How
many stones would that be, Delilah?
That's 6.5 stone.
6.5 stone. Well, thank you so much for coming on. But you know what? I really don't think your entire identity is about your penis.
I don't think so either. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got a lot of other hobbies.
Let the world know what you are
Who
about.
is Daniel
Day
Lucas?
Lucas.
It's like I enjoy coffee. I especially enjoy
Maybe we should talk about his penis.
cold brews.
Give us the Tinder profile version of Daniel
Yeah.
or Day Lucas.
Daniel Day Lucas.
Well, 38-inch penis.
Okay, but you lead with that again, but there's so much
Well,
more.
I find that it's good to
Yeah.
do that up front because it has prevented me from having a normal sexual relationship.
Go through some of your... you are single right now, is that correct?
I am.
Yeah.
My current girlfriend left me
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. But I mean, you probably...
about a month ago.
God. But you probably have a lot of good pickup lines at bars. What are those? What are some of those?
Well, I mean, when I go out to the bars, I have to wear one of my special harnesses. It's too long to just put down a pant leg.
Are you wearing one right now?
Yes, I'm wearing what I call my walking harness, which I use when I'm mostly, moving around a lot.
And earlier backstage at the Bagel Bakery, you were talking about you actually get a lot of your supplies. You make these harnesses yourselves, but you get a lot of the supplies from like modified horse harnesses.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's one of the things. It's like when, I do have sexual relations. It's much like it was when Catherine the Great would have sex with her horse. I have to be lowered down onto the bed. It's because it doesn't work the normal way. I have to. It has to be very specific, and it's one of the reasons why a lot of women are just like, I can't deal with this. It's too much.
It must be lonely.
Speaking of not working the normal way,
Oh, yeah. I do want to hear your opinions on our topic of the day, which, to remind our viewers, is Fiveskin. Okay, so if I can just count to 5. 1, 2.
Speaking of 5,
Yeah.
I once ate 5 cheeseburgers at one time.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I felt good about it at the time, but when I looked around the table, the people that were with me, my supposed loved ones, none of them gave me any credit.
How big is your dick in cheeseburgers?
I would say it's about. I mean, what type of cheeseburgers are we talking about? Are we talking
Fuddruckers.
So Fuddruckers cheeseburgers? I would say about 10.
A hot dog or hamburger way? Like we're talking. Wait, well, it's hamburger way, but lengthwise or. Do you get what I'm saying here?
They're circles, bro.
Yes, I don't know if your geometry is adding up.
Well, listen, ever since I heard a man with a 38-inch penis was coming on the show, I've thought about nothing but 38-inch penises. And is this a problem that you'd like to solve? Because I've got a pitch.
Wait, you have a pitch?
You've heard of locks of love?
Oh God!
I've heard of it. It's with the hair.
Yeah, locks of love. Someone grows their hair out. For someone who doesn't have hair,
I do have a lot of pubic hair.
well, I'm not interested in that. But some of us aren't as well endowed, and we have shamefully small penises. And I was thinking you could donate portions of your penis
Wow.
and have them affixed to the penises of those of us who are less
Now,
endowed.
is this still a cancer thing, or can it be
And
for anybody?
We'll call it dicks of love.
Well, here's the problem with that is
Yeah,
that
go for it.
I am from Ireland and I'm a devout Catholic, and there is a very seldom seen dogma in the Catholic Church saying that a man's penis cannot be, cut off and given to another man. It's against God's plan.
Okay, well, assuming for now that there is no God, picture this.
Just put that out there.
Picture this, your new Tinder profile. Daniel Day Lucas,
Yeah.
founder and president of Dicks of Love charity organization.
Daniel Day Dickless.
Well, he doesn't have to give it all away.
Oh.
Sometimes I would rather not have it.
Oh, God. You have such a low self-esteem. That's one of the things that came through on your Reddit Ask Me Anything.
Well, here it's a blessing and a curse because, like I said, my dark web videos, I have a lot of wealthy patrons who view them.
How do you get into the dark web, by the way? You've brought that up a couple
Well,
times.
I had a man approach me when he saw me in a locker room at a YMCA. And he was like, I represent a company that will make you very wealthy. And, he sent a camera crew to my house, and it sort of went from there. I mean,
was that the pogo
the videos are very strange.
Was that the pogo stick video?
The pogo stick video is a very popular one.
You've seen that one?
I have seen the pogo. I've spent a little bit of time on the dark web.
God,
but
Delilah.
There's a very large swath of patrons that like to see dwarfs attack my penis.
Well, actually, and we'll get to our topic today, which is which we're talking a lot about penises, is Fiveskin. But actually, Delilah, you have a new podcast coming out, which is called Dark Web with Delilah.
Yeah,
Dark Web at Delilah.
Getting your toes wet in the dark web with Delilah. Like, we don't go full deep into the dark web. We just dip our toes in the dark web.
I mean, it's very fascinating. I listened to about maybe like 3 minutes of it. I'm wondering why you didn't have me on as a co-host, though.
Well, it's pretty well known that midwives are not welcome in the dark web.
Okay.
Really,
I'm getting really, really kind of angry right here.
Those of us dark web enthusiasts, we tend to shun anything certified and anything professional.
My mother was a midwife.
No.
Yes, she was very famous because she got fired from her job in a very
I got fired
very
too.
Embarrassing way.
How was that? Talk to me about that.
Well, she was in the delivery room back in our hometown in Kerry, Ireland.
Yeah.
And during the delivery, she started having sex with the woman's husband. She said that he had the most ravishing eyes, and she couldn't resist.
In the same room?
Yes, they were in the same room. And after that, she was banned from the Ireland Association of Midwives.
That's hard to get into as well. I actually applied. I was over in Ireland. I forgot about that. I kissed the Blarney Stone and everything. It's a lot harder to get into the professional Irish midwives.
Yes, it's a very strenuous program.
And it's weird too, because you think such an impoverished country, right? You guys are like third world, right?
We're sort of like 2.5.
Yeah.
Bunch of idiots chasing around bowls of Lucky Charms.
Which, speaking of 2.5, I do want to get to our topic of the day. Speaking of numbers, which is Fiveskin. Now, if you're having 2.5 skin,
do you have to do a lot of math classes to be a certified professional midwife?
There's actually a statistics for midwifery class, which I nailed. I actually did so well in statistics for midwifery. I thought about actually going into maybe in my CPA or something.
My mother used to like to do calculus for fun.
Midwifery calculus?
Yeah, midwifery calculus.
My dad was more of a slide rule guy.
Slide rule. How do you say the word?
Slide rule.
Daniel Day-Lewis. All right, now I got to call it out here. There's a famous actor called Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, yeah, he's the guy from, what was that movie? There Will Be Blood.
Gangs in New York.
Yes, gang. Yeah, he's an Irish fella, I understand.
Yeah, My Left Foot.
Didn't he retire from the business?
Yeah,
recently?
he'll be back. He retired to be like a barber or something, or a tailor. Or that is so. Maybe we'll have him on the show. Maybe he'll be so hard up for money he'll come to us.
I actually went to college with him.
Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yeah, we used to call him Daniel. Same shit, different Day-Lewis.
God, do you have any
boring.
nicknames, Daniel Day?
I've got many nicknames. Back when I was a wee lad, in the elementary school, they used to call me, the sea snake.
Yeah, this is probably not an appropriate question, but how big was your dick in preschool?
Well, you have to understand that it was a relatively normal size. It was in preschool. It was about 7 inches.
Delilah, we're not on your dark web show, so please don't ask about children's dicks. Okay, you gotta separate. You gotta compartmentalize here.
It's hard to leave the dark web at home.
What other?
It definitely is. It definitely is.
God.
But they pay very well. A lot of rich millionaires with sick fetishes.
Okay, let's get back to your nicknames.
Once you've seen a man pogo stick in his own 38-inch dick, it's hard to come back from that.
Now, you should have a lot more self-esteem with that talent. Talk to us more about your adult nicknames, please.
Well, they call me Bullwhip Brian because
That's not
there's
your first name.
There's another series of videos that they have me participate in where I crack it like it's a whip. I can, when I really get it going, I can break the sound barrier so that there's a small pop.
I saw another dark web video. I hope you don't mind me talking about it.
God.
Where,
should I just leave? Should I just leave the bagel bakery and have you guys talk about the dark web?
Well, Daniel laid on his back with a like a bucket over top of him. Daniel DeLucas here.
Yeah. Well, you gotta call him Daniel.
While an Indian man played a flute.
Why's he gotta be Indian?
Because he was a snake charmer. And
Not all
Daniel
Indians are snake
DeLucas'
charmers.
penis came out of the bucket, looked around, and it literally hissed.
That was a very difficult video.
How'd you get it to hiss? How'd you get it to hiss?
Well, there's a special technique where I consume certain spices that allow me to expel air from my urethra.
It's a urethral queef.
I mean, you have to understand though that it's very difficult for me to get fully aroused. So raising it up, it takes very epic concentration, and a lot of times there's so much blood rushing to that organ, I sometimes lose certain short-term memories. And
speaking of which, our topic of the day is urethral queefing. That's next week. Sorry. What are we doing? Fiveskin. Yeah, urethral queefing. We'll save for next week. So, and actually, Delilah, what are you doing now? What's your little thing you're doing now? I don't want to diminish it, but
I was hearing people talk about doing terrariums.
Yeah,
and kids love them, especially. But everybody's plants were dying. So I said, you know what? I can beat that. And I'm doing terrariums strictly artificial.
Fuck, I'm bored. Let's talk about your penis, Daniel Day. Do you come out of it, or?
Like I said, it takes a lot of effort, but, I come.
Do you have to, pump it? Do you have to really kind of,
I mean, sometimes, sometimes I need 2 or 3 people to help jerk me off. It's an interesting experience, but again, it's so much blood is rushing to that organ that certain physical side effects often happen.
Let's talk a little bit about the dark web. No, let me finish. Let's talk a little bit about the dark web Olympics.
Let him finish.
The dark web Olympics.
Whoa,
where this man pole vaulted his way into history.
I did. I pole vaulted over a small bar table.
That was not small, sir.
Again, your low self-esteem.
I'm not proud of it, but it has made me quite wealthy. I do have a nice house in Bay Colony.
It's so... Where's Bay Colony?
It's in Virginia Beach. It's near the ocean front.
Virginia Beach is in a state, which a state is in the United States for our worldwide listeners. Virginia. It's near the ocean. That's why it's called Virginia Beach.
It's where a lot of dark web videos are filmed.
The center of the dark web, if you will.
Fuck, I'm bored. Let's get back to the dark web.
There's a lot of eccentric millionaires in Virginia Beach that request and patronize dark web video providers.
Would you like to out any of them on our show right now, or will they kill you?
Mayor Bill Sessoms. That's how they funded the anti-light rail campaign.
And for all of our worldwide listeners, that is a real
dark web videos shut down the Virginia Beach light rail.
Well, we were going to have him on the show next week talking about urethral queefing, but Bill, if you want to rethink it, we completely understand.
I'm a fan of public transportation, especially long, slender trains. It reminds me of myself. But I was very appalled to find out that some of my videos were responsible for killing that dream.
Speaking of killing, any snuff sort of things? Because that's what I hear about, and that's what I think about when I think about dark web. Why am I talking about dark web now? Jesus Christ.
I mean,
it's once it gets its hands on you, you're kind of hooked.
The dark tendrils of the dark web are crawling up my heart.
I mean, I have done a few snuff films.
God.
But they were all elderly people.
And they were all penis-related snuffs.
Oh, God. Okay, well, speaking of penis-related snuffs, I do want to get to our topic. And we've been talking a lot about penises, but not specifically the Fiveskin.
It's very painful to have your penis tied into a noose.
For the old people?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
They were terminally ill. So.
Oh, that's fine. It's like, there's controversy over, like, killing really endangered species in Africa, but if they're already sick, that's the argument for some of these people like Donald Trump Jr. and...
I understand that one elderly person's grandchildren all went to college at Harvard because of their participation in one of these aforementioned videos.
For the greater good, I suppose, right?
The dark web is, like, ruining my relationship with my children.
You're not. Wait.
Once you've watched penis related death videos, it's kind of hard to sit back and watch Animaniacs with your kids.
It's sort of an escalation in what is exciting.
Yes.
I try not to watch the videos myself. I sort of do them. A lot of times I'm blindfolded.
Yeah,
Well, it's become my new norm.
I kind of do the same with this podcast, where it's like, I get it. I don't want to listen to myself again.
There are times, though, when there's a big screen and I can see the people watching me live, but yet they're all wearing masks.
God, that's
Darth Maul is very popular. I don't know why.
I like Jar Jar Binks. Well,
There's a few Jar Jars.
Oh, crap. Oh, my golly. They are closing up the Bagel Bakery, Bagelry. Did I say that right? They only stay open till 11:39.
Oh yes, that's my lox and cream cheese over here.
Okay, yeah, and I got the everything with the.
And I'm just holding out until they become day-old bagels.
All right. Well, they're closing up here, so that's all the time. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to talk about Fiveskin, but we did talk about.
I'm not circumcised.
The entire. There we go.
Now you tell us.
now. All right, we wouldn't invite you in the show, but that's okay. Let's leave it there. We're gonna go eat our bagels and pogo down on your giant 38-inch dong. Thank you so much, Daniel Day Lucas. Do you have any last words for our listeners out there?
Just having a large penis is not the greatest thing in the world. Mm-hmm. Really, anything longer than 10 is it's too much.
That'll do it for the Sexperts. I'm your host, Dr. John T. Alanese, CPM.
And I'm Delilah Haydair, and let's get some artificial plants rocking.
See you sex time.
You want to see me suck this shit?
Bill Sessom. Oh, God. How do you turn this thing off? I don't want to hit the delete key.
Data to do it simply true, we're the Sexperts.
That's our show. If you like what you heard and you think it was worth $1, join the official Sexperts fan club at patreon.com/Sexperts podcast. A special thanks to the Push Comedy Theater and all of our supporters. Bye-bye.